A move from New York to South Florida is not simply a change of address. It is a decision about lifestyle, timing, property strategy, and the way your household wants to live. At LRF Group, we believe the process should begin before you tour a home and before you try to make sense of dozens of neighborhoods on your own. It begins with a clear plan built around you. I am Luis R. Fernandez, licensed in Florida and New York. Through our New York office and the LRF Group in Miami, we help clients connect the New York and South Florida sides of a relocation as one coordinated strategy.
Our first step is a private Zoom consultation and a tailored presentation. Before we recommend a location or show you a property, we give you a practical synopsis of the South Florida market. That can include current price ranges, rental alternatives, broad commute considerations, and objective school information resources and private school options relevant to your family's questions. The goal is not to overwhelm you with data. It is to help you understand the choices, the vocabulary, and the trade-offs before you invest time in a property search. You should know what to expect before you decide where to focus.
Then we go deeper. Every household has a different definition of the right move. Some clients want to minimize the daily commute. Some have children and want to explore school-related resources and private school options. Some prioritize walkability to restaurants, culture, and services. Others want more space, privacy, waterfront access, or a quieter suburban setting. Some want to buy immediately. Others want to understand rental options first. That is why our recommendations are never one size fits all. We listen carefully to what matters to you, then use that information to build a search and transition plan around your actual priorities.
South Florida is not one market, and it should not be approached as one. Miami-Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties offer different environments, property types, lifestyles, and practical considerations. Within those areas, the right answer may be urban, waterfront, suburban, walkable, private, close to a workplace, or close to the people and routines that matter most to your family. We help you narrow the field before you arrive, so property tours are purposeful. Instead of chasing every listing, you begin with a curated strategy: the communities, property types, purchase options, and rental alternatives that align with the life you want to create.
The New York side of the move is just as important as the Florida side. Our New York office coordinates directly with the Miami Home Services Network, while you do not have to explain the same goals to two disconnected teams. If a New York property needs to be sold, we can support that sale through the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Network, while your South Florida plan advances in parallel. If you are considering retaining, leasing, or transitioning a New York property, that decision becomes part of the broader conversation. The objective is continuity, one shared understanding of your timing, your property decisions, and your priorities from the first conversation through the Florida closing. Once the priorities are clear, we help organize the sequence. That may mean beginning with a South Florida market orientation, arranging focused tours, comparing ownership and rental pathways, or coordinating the timing of a New York sale with a Florida purchase. The appropriate sequence is different for every client. We do not prescribe a single formula, and we do not ask you to make an important decision based on a headline. We help you ask the right real estate questions in the right order, while your lender, attorney, CPA, insurance advisor, and other qualified professionals address the matters within their expertise. Our role continues after the first Zoom call. We help refine the search, coordinate viewings, evaluate property fit, and keep the transaction process organized. Where a condominium, association, insurance, financing,
or other due diligence issue needs specialized review, we help keep the real estate decisions aligned with the appropriate professionals. We also recognize that a relocation is more than a closing date. It is a transition for a household. The plan should give you clarity about the next step, confidence about what to review, and a team that understands both the New York property question and the South Florida opportunity.
The value of LRF Group is not simply access to listings. It is a process that starts with information, becomes personal, and stays coordinated across both markets. Your commute needs may be different from another client's. Your family, lifestyle, property, timing, and financial picture are your own. That is why the first conversation matters. We use it to understand what you want to preserve from New York, what you want to change in South Florida, and what a successful next chapter looks like for you. If you are considering a future New York-South Florida relocation, a second residence, or a two-market property decision, begin with a confidential Zoom consultation. We will help you understand the questions to ask, the information to review, and the real estate sequence that fits your goals. This message is brought to you by the LRF Group, licensed in Florida and New York, with offices in Miami and Manhattan. Scan the QR code to subscribe to our free weekly market updates. At LRF Group, our services for your world.